Well, y'all, it did not take Vince McMahon very long to make his return to WB because as of Friday, January 6, 2023, Vince McMahon, Michelle Wilson, and George Barrios are officially back on WWE's Board of Directors. So I reported on Thursday regarding Vince McMahon's reported plans from the Wall Street Journal, and then he actually confirmed those plans in a press release later issued. So Vince McMahon wanted to return to WB, and he angled it as pursuing the sale of the company. Now keep in mind that WB, the majority of its shares and the majority of its voting power belongs to Vince McMahon because of his Class B stock shares. He issued a letter last month to the board of directors electing himself as him, George Barrios, and Michelle Wilson, who are co-presidents and directors that had been fired by WB years ago, back to the board. He needed 3 current directors to vacate their positions. They did so. Jolene Leons Dillon, Jeffrey Speed, and Alan Wexler were removed from the board of directors. In a new SEC filing that was made public today, Vince McMahon is back on the board, and there's a lot of interesting nuggets in this SEC filing. Obviously, it makes Vince McMahon, Barrios, and Wilson effectively immediately back on the board of directors. Vince McMahon wants to be executive chairman once again. He previously held that position as well as CEO prior to him stepping down and resigning from those roles in July due to the sexual assault allegations and misconduct. He reportedly felt that he was given bad advice and he should never step down, but he did. Also, sexual harassment was claimed at the time. When McMahon had issued this letter to the board of directors, he basically tried to word it as, because he needed some kind of angle to get his way back into the company, right? Because he's forcing his way back into the company. He has 80% voting power over everyone else based on his shares. When he expressed his interest to come back, they unanimously decided and voted that they did not want him coming back, which is crazy, right? And they also stated in a new filing, or a new letter rather, on December 30th, I believe, that they believe his return could be harmful to the company because of the allegations and the potential of more coming out. So this is less about like money and his ego, or it's less about money, it's more about his ego, because if he really wanted to come back and sell the company, because in his mind he believes that there's a narrow window of opportunity to sell said company, it's like, dude, it's not really, because more and more stuff could come out. Vince McMahon did issue a press release on Thursday, and interestingly enough, it noted that in the next few days there will be changes made to WWE's bylaws. So that's interesting. When he could make these changes, I don't know. WB does have a shareholders meeting coming up in the spring. That could be it. It's still unclear what the future of Stephanie McMahon, who had taken a leave of absence prior to her father stepping down as chairman. She's currently the chairwoman and co-CEO with Nick Khan. Where does Nick Khan go from here, right? Nick Khan was brought in after McMahon fired and blamed Wilson and Barrios for WB's issues, and brought him in. So, very fascinating. Vince McMahon, one of a kind.